Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the temple, and it's good to see you again. Last month, I went to Hong Kong to do something over there for a few weeks, so I couldn't be here with you last month. After some time without speaking English, I hope I still, be able to use the language to share some of the thoughts with you today. This morning, we are going to continue to study the sutra on the 8 realizations. Thank you. This sutra is not very long, but it's very essential, very practical. So every time when we have members who decided to take refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, then I encourage everyone to study this sutra, and also plus Heart Sutra. They are not very long, but very important in Buddhism. Today, before we talk, I would like to invite a volunteer to read part of the contents for us, from the first paragraph to the 4th realization. Anyone who wishes to read? I would like to know, do we have copies around? Okay. I'm sorry that because Barbara just sent a message to me a while ago. She said she will be late this morning. Then I actually wait for this moment because she's not over here. So sometimes I hope that things will still follow the original arrangement. I should ask this much earlier. If you could, it's better to memorize these 2 sutras, Heart Sutra, and also this sutra on the 8 realizations. Because when we are able to remember those contents, that means you can use the teaching in your daily schedule. Anytime when you face something, you can pick one sentence, a few words from those sutras in order to guide us. Because sometimes we say we need to have right understanding, right thinking. But right understanding and right thinking depends on right teaching, right thoughts. So sometimes we wanted to use contents from these 2 sutras to guide us to think. For example, impermanence is one important concept in Buddhism. Could you, how many do?
This is the same one.
Okay, let me check. Not this one. I think I have another copy last time. Okay. Is Wu Hao here? Does he know?
I can make Xerox copy.
How about, let me read myself. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Justin, yes. Please talk to Wu Hao and Barbara about these copies, okay? I have copy, at least I bring one copy over here. And who likes to read the contents for us? How about you? Do you know? From the first paragraph until the 4th realization. Okay.
So until this point?
Until the 4th.
Okay.
Okay.
I need my glasses.
Oh. Okay.
From the Vietnamese by Trong Giam Tan and Carol McConnell. Wholeheartedly, day and night, a disciple recite and meditate on the 8 realizations discovered by the Mahasattvas, the great beings. The first realization is the awareness that the world is impermanent. All political regimes are subject to fall. All things composed of the 4 elements, 1, are empty and contain the seed of suffering. Human beings are composed of 5 skandhas, aggregates. Number 2, and are without a separate self. They are always in the process of change, constantly being born and constantly dying. They are empty of self, without suffering. The mind is the source of all confusion, and the body is the forest of all impure actions. If we meditate on these facts, we are gradually be released from samsara, the round of birth and death. The second realization is the awareness that more desire brings more suffering. All hardships in daily life arise from greed and desire. Those with little desire and ambition can relax their bodies and minds free from entanglement. The third realization is that the human mind is always searching for possessions and never feels fulfilled. This causes impure actions to ever increase. Bodhisattvas, however, always remember the principle of having free desire. They live a simple life in peace in order to practice the way and consider the realization of perfect understanding as their only career. The fourth realization is the awareness that laziness is the cause of all setbacks. For this reason, we must practice diligently, destroying the unwholesome mental factors which bind us, conquering the 4 kinds of Mara. Number 3, and freeing ourselves from the prisons of the 5 aggregates and the 3 worlds.
Thank you. Thank you. Justin, the copies you took, perhaps that will help people, to understand the contents a while ago. Even though I don't use the translation, still be able to help. After the reading, let me summarize all those teachings. The first realization emphasizes on the concept, the teaching of impermanence, and also non-self. Okay, so that is the foundation of a Buddha's teaching. The second realization emphasizes on how can we purify our desires. As a human being, we have all kinds of desires, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Please remember, there are 2 categories of desires. One is impure desires, okay, and another one is pure desires, which is positive. For example, if I say, I wanted to be able to continue to share my understanding on the Dharma every month, we consider this as a kind of a desire. But in Buddhism, we use another word to describe good desire. We use the word vow. I'm going to have a will, a wish, a vow in my heart. I wanted to do this. I wanted to accomplish this. As a Buddhist, we still wanted to maintain those good vows, good wishes in our daily life. Without this kind of a vow or wishes, there's no motivation at all. So sometimes in the translation in Chinese, we use one word for desire. But if you check on the dictionary of Buddhism, then there are 2 categories. One, impure desire. Another one is pure desire, which is good. So we wanted to purify our desires. After that, we wanted to learn how to appreciate what we have around us, how to appreciate. Yeah. And sometimes as a human being, we face unsatisfactory experiences from time to time. If we follow those negative feelings, we never satisfied. We never appreciate. Okay. Sometimes we wanted to find a way how to content, how to appreciate something we already have. Okay. That is the foundation for happiness. Okay. Then after this, there's a full realization, emphasis on diligence. Okay, diligence. Sometimes in different translation, we may use effort to translate this concept, diligence or effort. We have to have effort in order to accomplish something. Sometimes when we think about diligent, should I say diligence or diligent? Noun is diligent. Okay. No, diligence. Okay, good. When we have diligence, effort, just like a car that has gasoline in it, it doesn't matter what kind of car is it, what brand is it, big or small. Without gasoline, this car cannot move. So every time when we talk about eightfold path, then please remember one of the path is right effort, right diligence. So diligence is a kind of a power to motivate you to be able to continue on the practice. When we talk about 6 paramitas, one of the paramita is diligence or effort. So think about gasoline. This is gasoline for all kinds of cars. We need to have gasoline. Without gasoline, even though this vehicle is so beautiful, designed in a very perfect way, but it doesn't move at all. So diligence should apply to all kinds of practices. It's not separate from any practices. So this 4th realization emphasizes on effort and diligence. We have to build up effort or diligence in daily life. I remember when I was in Burma, we learned a story, a real story of a Buddhist monk in Myanmar today. They call Myanmar the country. A monk who joined the monastic life in Myanmar when he was young. And he learned how to recite sutras. But he never learned the language. Do you know, some people, they're able to talk, to communicate with people, but they cannot read, they cannot write. This monk just like this. He can recite sutras with other monks. Every day they have chantings all the time. But he never able to read. He never able to write the language. After a few decades, one day this monk discovered the willow branch he used in the previous time piled up like a mountain. Do you know that in Myanmar, in India, in ancient time, people did not have a toothbrush to clean their teeth. What they used was willow branch. You cut a small piece of a willow branch like this big. You saw one end, then clean your teeth by using the willow branch. And also, you can swallow the juice of the branch because it's going to cool your body. It's just like medicine. It's good for your body. So you can clean your teeth at the same time. If you swallow some juice, that's okay. So every morning, this monk used a piece of willow branch to clean his teeth. After that, throw it away in front of the yard. Throw it in somewhere. After so many years, maybe 30 years, okay, then the willow branch piled up like a small mountain. One day, this monk stood there looking at this pile of branches of a willow tree. Then he told himself, every day I use one branch of willow tree. Then after decades, then so many branches pile up like a mountain. How about if I learn one word a day? In Burmese, one word a day. Probably today, I already gained the ability to recognize all the words that I recite. Perhaps I can write down the language. So from that morning, he decided to learn one word a day, one word a day. At the time, he was about almost 60 years old. 60 years old. This old monk be able to recite sutras, but never be able to write and to read. But after that morning, he started to learn the language. A little by little, one word by one word. He had diligence in his life. After he made this kind of vow, this strong vow, strong will, strong wish, I wanted to learn the language. The next day, he asked someone to teach him, the language. Then he slowly picked up, the ability to read and to write. After 10 years, when he was about 70 years old, he became a great master on the Dharma, teaching the Dharma everywhere. So he became very famous in Burma. When I was young, we read this story in the book. And the story represents diligence. Strong vow create diligence. Because diligence makes you unstoppable. You wanted to continue. So in Chinese translation, when we translate diligence or effort into Chinese, there are two words. One is concentration. You focus your mind on something you wanted to do. Another word is always moving forward, no stop. Okay, and so in Chinese translation, concentrate and non-stop. That is the translation in Chinese for diligence or for effort. Okay, and so remember, diligence is so important. When a person who makes the kind of effort on something, he's going to find a way to accomplish the goal, even if it's difficult. Okay. Today, after I share these thoughts with you, then I wish every one of us were going to remember according to Eightfold Path. Do you remember when Buddha talked about diligence or effort? There's another word in front of it, right diligence, right effort. We have to remember right diligence, right effort. That means even though sometimes we have diligence, we have effort, sometimes we may use this energy in the wrong way. So there is wrong effort, wrong diligence. We have to correct this. We have to have right effort, right diligence. So be careful on this, because every time when we say, oh, I'm so busy and I'm so concentrated on something, that I wanted to do, but check on what you are doing. Normally, right effort, right diligence always relate 3 practices. Basically, there are 3 practices always relate with right diligence. The first practice is always try to cultivate right conducts. Right conducts. Anything we do, if it's related with right conducts, that's good. This is a right effort, right diligence. For example, after we celebrate the Buddha's birthday in the morning, in the afternoon, we had a ceremony to transmit 5 precepts to many participants. When we talk about right diligence, that means we wanted to cherish, we don't kill, no killing, but we wanted to cherish life. That is right diligence. No stealing, but practice generosity. That is right diligence. No sexual misconduct, but respect other people. Okay, that's right diligence. No lying, but speak the truth and use kind, loving speech. That is right diligence. No, no intoxication, but eat or drink healthily, okay, in daily life. That is right diligence. So that is related with right conduct in daily life. And sometimes people will say in Hong Kong, oh, I was so busy, I worked so hard, but actually we were playing mahjong for about 10 hours. And you are playing mahjong is something you do it non-stop for the whole day. Okay, you play mahjong diligently, but we don't always consider play mahjong is very healthy or it's a right diligence. Okay, so something we do, we have to check, is it right or wrong? The second practice that relate with right diligence or right effort is always related with concentration. Concentration. What I'm doing always maintain my concentration in daily life. I can concentrate my mind well. I'm not losing my mind. I'm not, jumping around on all kinds of thoughts. I always be able to focus my mind. That is right diligence, right effort. The last practice is what we do is always be able to cultivate our right understanding. That means we can develop wisdom to know what is right, what is wrong. Be able to think clearly. Those are 3 studies, always relate with right diligence and right effort. Okay, today we have a few words. Right now, do you have a copy in your hand? How about let's read the 4th realizations together. Okay, the 4th realization is the awareness that laziness is the cause of all setbacks. For this reason, we must practice diligently, destroying the unwholesome mental factors which bind us, conquering the 4 kinds of Mara, and freeing ourselves from the prisons of the 5 aggregates and the 3 worlds. Okay, and there are a few terms in Buddhism we need to explain. First, I wanted to ask you that what is unwholesome mental factors? Destroying why we wanted to have diligence. because we wanted to destroy the unwholesome mental factors. Unwholesome mental factors basically is related with those 3 poisons. We mention this all the time in Buddhism. What do you call that? Greed, anger, ignorance. Those are unwholesome mental factors. Whenever we have this kind of mental activity in mind, that will bring negative consequence, for us in the future. So unwholesome mental factors is always there with us unless we are able to liberate from those mental factors. Otherwise, from time to time, we do have chances to use those mental factors to deal with changes. Yeah. And we have to be careful. Yeah. Sometimes we just react with greed, with anger, without thinking at all. Okay. Many years ago, I heard this story. It's in Taiwan. One day, it was raining hard, and everyone tried to get on the bus from work. And finally, this gentleman got on the bus, no seats, standing in the bus. Because the weather was raining hard, most people try to use umbrella. So everyone was holding one umbrella in hand. After they got on the bus, the umbrella still wet. Suddenly, this gentleman standing in one area for some time, and suddenly he discovered someone put his umbrella in his shoes. So this is my shoes, and there's a wet umbrella. Try to, squeeze in the shoes. When you have this kind of a feeling, somebody is sticking his or her umbrella in your own shoes, how do you feel, Angelina? As a human being, automatically you are not happy. You are going to react with your own feeling. But the problem is, what kind of feeling inside you right now? Most of the time, as a human being, we may have anger first. You are not right. You are doing something wrong to me. You don't respect me. And suddenly, we have anger, wanted to explode. So this young man was very unhappy about this incident. Then he said, "Are you blind?" He just asked, "Are you blind? You stick your umbrella into my shoes." Suddenly, he turned his face to the person standing in the back. He discovered the person who stick the red umbrella into his shoes really is a blind person. Really, he's a blind. I'm sorry, I couldn't see. Then this young man discovered the facts, understood why he stick the umbrella into the shoes. So suddenly he was cooling down his temper. So sometimes we need right understanding, clear mind to see the facts around us before we react. Because most of the time, when we talk about feelings, we build up all kinds of feelings inside us. A lot of feelings are not controllable. Do you want to check on yourself? Even myself, I always check my feelings about somebody driving manner. You know, when you drive the car on the road, on the freeway, you are going to really feel every time when you see someone cut you, you feel not comfortable. And you may have anger inside you. And sometimes, you know, I heard that her husband, a lady's husband, he's always, you know, talking and using certain language to blame on other drivers. But he actually doesn't know the driver at all. But we wanted to show our anger, our feelings. So you use all kinds of, you know, words which is not suitable for you to say, you know, in daily life. Sometimes the feeling will influence us. Okay. So unwholesome mental factors actually related with those three poisons: greed, anger, ignorance. Sometimes we don't actually understand the facts, but we pretend we know the facts, we know the truth. There is a problem. Okay. And so after we studied this sentence, then let's move to another teaching followed by this. Destroying the unwholesome mental factors which bind us. Really, it binds us. Okay. Conquering the four kinds of Mara. Conquering four kinds of Mara. Do anyone know what the meaning of a Mara? Anyone? What is the meaning of a Mara? Confusion. Yes, sort of confusion.
Evilness.
Pardon?
Evilness.
Evilness. Yeah, it depends on how you see it. You know, sometimes relate with evilness, but sometimes may not. Actually, it's neutral phenomenon, but you cannot conquer those phenomena. Then it becomes Mara. Okay. Mara simply means obstacles. Obstacles. Okay. Today I wanted to do something, but the weather is not good. I wanted to visit a friend, but the hurricane comes to Houston. It's not safe to drive, so hurricane becomes a Mara to me for my trip. So Mara means something stop you. Something makes you not able to accomplish what you wanted to do. Okay, so that is the meaning of Mara. And in Chinese translation, sometimes we translate Mara into a special word that relate with ghosts. Okay, but actually that is not the real teaching from the sutra of Mara. Mara simply means obstacles or difficulties. We cannot conquer those difficulties. We cannot eradicate those obstacles. Then those difficulties and obstacles become Mara in front of us. Okay. And there are four Maras we need to recognize. We have to conquer. Okay. And one is unwholesome mental factors. Actually, we just mentioned this a while ago, so we don't have to go to this area to spend more time on it. Simply means unwholesome mental factors. Anytime when we have greed, there is Mara. When we have anger, there's Mara. When we have ignorance, there is Mara. Okay. And so the first one is unwholesome mental factors. The second one is 5 skandhas. 5 skandhas. 5 skandhas. Actually, in this sutra translation, we use another word, not the Indian original word. They translate translate this into 5 aggregates. There are 5 elements to form myself. When I say, this is I am Venerable Han Yi. When I say, this is I, actually, this I relate with 5 conditions, 5 elements. First, I need to have physical body in order for you to see, is right? Without this body, you cannot see me. So physical condition is the first one. The second skandha, second aggregate, is feelings, emotional feelings. It's a part of our life. I have emotions. I have feelings. This is a part of life. Something we cannot see, but it's always functioning all the time. My feelings. That is second condition. The third one is perception. Perception. I have a lot of concepts. And I know this is Jade Buddha Temple. There is a Bel Boulevard. I know this is Guanyin Hall. We have all kinds of perceptions about what we see, what we hear. Perceptions. Okay. Then we have the third condition, mental formation. After I come to Jade Buddha Temple, I'm going to decide how long I'm going to be here, what kind of class that I wanted to attend. Okay? So mental formation is also very important. Every time when we make a decision, that is related with mental formation. I decided to do this. I'm not going to decide on this. Mental formation. The last one is subconsciousness. But for this, that means anything is not related with feelings or mental perceptions or mental formations are all included in consciousness. For this part, I feel memory is in it. Today, after the talk, you may able to remember some of the contents from this sutra. I'm able to remember something in my mind that is also in the consciousness. Okay, today I wanted to ask you that every one of us, we all have 5 skandhas, 5 aggregates. We have a body and mental activities all the time. We are using all those 5 skandhas to serve us, or we are using by those 5 skandhas. So today I wanted to ask you, are you using your 5 skandhas to serve your purpose, to serve what you wanted to do? Or you are using by those 5 skandhas, you are slave of your own 5 skandhas, 5 aggregates. This is something I feel we have to study in daily. Yeah. When I was very ill in 2013, at least in 2013, I was not able to really do anything at all because of my illness. I couldn't speak, I couldn't read, and I couldn't, really to participate programs around the temple. So sometimes I feel because of my illness, I cannot really use my body to serve the temple. Actually, I'm serving my body all the time. I try to find a way to take care of my body. So actually conquering, 5 skandhas. The first, the attitude is how to take care of your body properly and maintain our good health in daily life. In order to be able to do something we wanted to do. Yeah. Not going to accumulate negative conditions for the body. One day we're not using the body. Actually, the body is a burden for us. So this is some kind of thinking I wish every one of us we wanted to study. How about your feelings? We are follow feelings, or feelings are follow us. If you say, Venerable Han Yi, I have a positive feelings all the time. My feelings not related with greed, anger, ignorance, then that's good. You are on the right track. You are okay. Perhaps you are already liberated from, those negative karmas. Then you are okay. How about our feelings still mixed with greed, anger, ignorance? How are you going to do with it? So actually, the reason for us to study Buddhism, the reason for us to meditate, the reason for us to listen to the teaching, we wanted to build up good feelings, positive feelings, not negative feelings. If myself, I already have a lot of negative feelings inside me, at the same time, I always follow those negative feelings, then I am in trouble, because those are very naturally happening in your daily life. Every time when I see something I'm not satisfied, I wanted to show my anger right away. This is my feeling. If we do this in everyday life, how can you be happy? It's difficult. It's difficult. So check on our feelings. We follow all kinds of positive feelings or negative feelings. Can we use feelings in order to serve our life, to produce a positive consequence? Okay, this is very important. How about perception? Mental formation, consciousness. What do you want to remember? What you want to do according to your decision? So today, we all understand when I say I, that means we based on 5 conditions. We call this 5 skandhas. In English, we translate skandhas into aggregates, 5 aggregates. There are 5 conditions in order to form I. Okay, and the reason for Buddha to divide 5 skandhas, 5 aggregates, simply means we wanted to purify ourselves. We wanted to better ourselves. But how can you better yourself if you cannot analyze yourself? So 5 skandha is a way to analyze what is you, what is I. So we wanted to use, first, I wanted to contemplate on my body. Am I in a very tense feeling, tense motion, posture or relaxed posture? What kind of feeling that I have right now? What kind of what kind of perception that I have? Yeah. What kind of mental formation I'm going to do to increase? So 5 skandhas, we have to conquer all negative phenomena and use it in a positive way. Okay, so conquering 5 skandhas. And so this is the second one. The third Mara is death. Death. Do you know why we say death is another Mara? In Buddhism, we don't say we can, decide when we are going to die. Basically, in Buddhism, we say we just, living naturally. One day, if I have to pass away, let it happen naturally. We don't want to attach to birth, also not attached to death. Okay, but over here, the sutra points out that death is also a kind of a mara. Simply means be able to be alive is still very important. I wanted to be alive, so today I can teach. I wanted to maintain my body in good health. So in order to teach, I wanted to be alive. So today I can see you. If something happened to me yesterday, I died yesterday, then definitely today I cannot see you. So death is a kind of obstacle. Okay. I remember in 2000, in the year of 2000, we had one important meeting at the temple. After Texas Buddhist Association, the board passed this plan. We wanted to build American Bodhi Center near Hampstead. Right after the meeting, I told myself, I wish I can live at least for another 10 years. I hope I can live for another 10 years. This is my wish. Because I need 10 years and to build American Bodhi Center. I hope I'm not going to die after maybe 1 or 2 years because I cannot accomplish the goal. I hope I can live a little longer, at least give me 10 years, lifetime, so I can do something for Texas Buddhist Association. Okay. So I hope that when we read this part, in Buddhism, we ask everyone to cherish your life, to cherish your life. Life is still very valuable because we are alive, so we can practice the Buddha Dharma. Because we are alive, so we can serve others, we can help others. Because we are alive, so we can, purify ourselves using those opportunities in life. Okay? So that is the third Mara, which is death. Finally, destruction. That is another kind of a Mara. Okay. Destructions come from all corners. Okay. If a person who says, okay, Venerable Hang Yi, I'm going to have a trip to Las Vegas. I wanted to practice meditation in Las Vegas. But after he arrived in Las Vegas, he saw the slot machine. Then he sit in front of the machine and play. Suddenly, he forgot about meditation. And he stuck there. So this is a kind of a destruction. Sometimes we have to check on surroundings. Sometimes environment creates destructions. Okay? Sometimes people create destructions. Yeah. So for this part, according to Buddha's teaching, if you are not able to help some people who are not really good, they are not good people. Unless you are able to help them, of course you can deal with them. If you cannot really help them, then perhaps you wanted to avoid bad friends, because sometimes people will create negative phenomena to make you, not able to continue on your practice. So this is a very important. Not long ago, I remember that there's a news I heard one student joined a group when he entered the college. Then there's a club, maybe a group of people. They welcome him to join. I don't know, 兄弟会怎么说? What do you call it? Fraternity. I think after this young student, freshman, joined the group, they went to a place. They forced this young student to drink a lot of alcohol. Perhaps after some time of drinking, then this young person passed away. It was big news in the States. Sometimes young people, they are very healthy. They're able to learn, and they wanted to, have a wonderful life. So they attend college. But somehow, people around him, they wanted to do something. It's not right or good conduct. Yeah, drinking, force this person to drink too much. So finally, he's in coma, and somehow they couldn't save his life. So distractions sometimes even cause death. So there are two maras at the same time: destruction and death. Coming to one person at the same time. Yeah. So it's very unfortunate to hear that this young man died, very young, maybe around 20. Yeah. So the whole nation, a lot of colleges, a lot of universities, they wanted to study how can we control this kind of incident in colleges. People forcing people to drink. If you don't drink, you are not my colleague, my brother, my friend. Okay, and that is something we have to be careful. Okay, I need to go a little fast, and let's read. Freeing ourselves from the prisons of 5 aggregates and 3 worlds. And Su Xian, do you know what are those 3 worlds? In Chinese, actually, we use this a lot. 三界, 3 worlds. Let me explain the contents, because this is a very common in Buddhism. We do use 3 words to describe samsara world, okay? But actually, when we mention samsara world, it's like a whole. But if you divide the levels, then there are 3 levels, okay? The first world is the world of desires, the first level. The first one is the world of desires. Actually, we are living in this world. We all have all kinds of desires. Okay, so we are in this level. Yeah. Later, I'm going to have lunch. Okay. Yeah, we consider eating is a kind of desire. If I eat properly and I just eat what I need, that's okay. This desire doesn't cause any trouble. How about when I eat too much? I feel the food is very tasty. So I have enough food in my stomach, but my desire continues to develop. I cannot stop my eating. Then we are in trouble. If we have all kinds of desires, all the time, actually it's difficult for us to meditate. Desires is always make you unstable. So in this level of the world, in this level, people cannot really gain deep meditation. It's difficult to achieve deep meditation, deep concentration. Yeah. So unless we are able to manage to control desires, then you can simplify yourself in order to be able to focus and concentrate. The second world, the second level is the world of form. The world of form. Form, my body. This is my form. What you can see, form, the world of form. Okay. In this level, practitioners, they have a very less desire. They don't attach to desires anymore. And they just simply feel the most important thing is their own body. This is my body. My body is the center of the world. So they attach to their body. Do you know in China, we have special mountain practitioners. How do you, can you help me to translate 仙人? Some practitioners, they stay in the mountain. They don't eat normal food like us. They live in a very special, a very simple lifestyle. What they wanted to achieve is they wanted to prolong their life. They feel, I wanted to live forever. In Western religion, yeah, you do have this kind of concept, eternity. Eternity is some place I will be there forever. Yeah, when we say after death, my body will alive again. I can go to heaven. I will stay forever. This kind of a belief, this kind of practice actually relate with the second level of the world of form. I attach to my body, myself, strongly. I hope I can live forever. So in China, some people believe those practitioners in the mountain, they can go to heaven, stay there, live there forever with their own body. The world of form. The third world is the world of formlessness, no form anymore. This is the highest level in samsara world. For this practitioner, in his mind, he doesn't attach to his physical body anymore, but he's still maintaining thinking ability. I know I'm here. I know this is I, but just thinking in mind. He doesn't care about his body anymore. Okay, so we call this world is formlessness. Can we achieve this level? If you practice meditation for some time, if you really use effort, yes, we can. Yeah, because during meditation, actually, you can feel those three levels of, three levels of the stages that you are going to, have. Okay. Sometimes during meditation, you still feel nothing is important, but my body is still important. I wanted to take care of my body, strongly attached to the physical condition. And sometimes during meditation, you completely lost the feeling around the body. Sometimes you feel, where am I? You don't have the feeling of your body anymore. There's no sensation from the physical body. At the moment, maybe you only have your consciousness in your mind, and not much activity. You still know that you are here, but sometimes you even feel, where am I? Maybe in the whole space. Okay. All right, today, after we understand those three worlds, the world of desire, the world of form, the world of formlessness. Why we wanted to be free from those three worlds? Okay, we all understand the world of desire is not pure. We have to pure our desires. So we wanted to be free from all negative, impure desires. It's easy. How about the second level and the third level? It's a little difficult. The second level and the third level, mentioning all practitioners, they enjoy their deep concentration. When you meditate, when you have a deep concentration, in Buddhism we say, when we develop deep concentration, at the same time, you have a contemplation. You are be able to balance your mind, that's okay. But you only develop deep concentration without ability to contemplate, it's not good. You are not able to think at all. Your mind is useless. You cannot develop your wisdom. No more right understanding. So, as a Buddhist, we encourage people to practice jhana. Jhana means concentration plus concentration, contemplation. We have to put this together, concentration and contemplation. Be able to focus and also develop your right understanding. This is a jhana. But the second level, the third level, sometimes many practitioners, they don't have contemplation anymore. Then they are stuck in deep concentration. And that is another mara, another obstacle in the way. So that's why we have to be able to free us from very deep concentration without contemplation. So when we have any experience, meditation is so wonderful. Venerable Han Yi, could you please go to the front, attend the ceremony we are going to have at the Grand Hall. Say a few words to those students. Today they are going to receive their scholarship. No, I don't want to go. I just wanted to continue my meditation and enjoy my deep concentration. Sometimes it's not good. Okay? When a person is strongly attached to deep concentration, without the motivation to develop his right understanding, without the motivation to develop his kindness or compassion, it's not good. That's why we have to be free from three worlds because of this. Okay, and so after today's talk, I encourage you to continue on the practice of meditation. But when you have a deeper meditation, very concentrated meditation, you wanted to remember this teaching, free from three worlds, okay, and desire worlds, deep concentration worlds. Okay. Because I really have to go to the Grand Hall to participate in the ceremony. So allow me to stop over here and without providing a time for you to ask questions. How about next time? If you have any questions, you're welcome to raise the question before the talk. Because it's important for me to explain everything to you. So that's why I use most of the time. Yeah. Namasanga first, then rise. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha. Namo Buddha, Namo Dhamma, Namo Sangha. Yes.